This right here is our brochure. It has sort of what our collections we have. We have microfilm, obviously the D&Js, city directories, and phone books. Our phone books go back until, I think they started in the 1940s is the earliest one we have. And then we have Rutherford County High School yearbooks. So all of those are donated to us by either community members or the high schools themselves. So we have almost all annuals for almost each of the high schools. So we have Central High School before it became Magnet. We have Riverdale, Oakland, Stewart's Creek, Blackman, Siegel. We have almost all of them except for the early years of Oakland. And then we also have a few of Smyrna High School yearbooks, but that school is the one that we don't have a lot of. So if anyone here attended Smyrna High School and if you have yearbooks you want to donate, I will gladly take them. And then we also have microfilm readers. We have a photo scanner. We have a document scanner and a negative scanner as well. So if you need to digitize any of your family photographs, we can do that as well. And starting, I guess, early last month, we have what's called a digitization station. So that is where we can convert VHS tapes, the VHS-C tapes, the little smaller ones, and floppy disks. What else do we have? Oh goodness. And we can convert DVDs onto a flash drive or onto another DVD. But that is a service that we started offering last month. And so if you're interested, we have an online booking portal that you can book that equipment through. And then down here, we have the First Families of Rutherford County. So that is a program that I initiated. So if you've heard of First Families of Tennessee, it's kind of like that. Or if you are a member of the DAR, or if you're a member of the SAR, it is a lineage program just like that, except we don't have very many requirements on what you can submit. So it's a lot easier. But if you have an ancestor going back to 1850 that was here in Rutherford County, I'd be more than happy to work with you to get the application process filled out and to get the evidence needed. All of those applications and files that is provided, they are housed at the Historical Research Center for future patrons, family members to come and do their family research on that person. And then we also offer assistance with genealogy and local history research. You can come in and I will help you, or you can email me and I will help you just the same. Also, we periodically host genealogy workshops or other sort of programming, local history programming. And later on, I will tell you about some of the upcoming programs that we have for the America 250. Okay. I think that's it for that one. Okay, yeah. So here's our flyer for the digitization station. Like I said, VHS tapes, floppy disks, negatives, photographs. We can convert it all. I'm looking into getting an 8mm reel so we can do those as well. But yeah, so there's that. If you haven't noticed, I'm doing something a little bit new. So I'm just sort of explaining what the Historical Research Center is, sort of the things that we offer. So I haven't really done this bit before, so bear with me if I'm going a little fast. So this is our upcoming America 250 programming. So we got a grant from the Tennessee 250 Commission. That allowed us to build and create a traveling exhibit. And then we also will have a lecture series from MTSU professors. So our first lecture in the art exhibit premiere will be on May 30th, and Dr. Lynn Nelson will be lecturing on Tennessee's American Revolution. That is May 30th at 10 a.m. at Limeball. And then directly after that will be our exhibit premiere with light refreshments. So there will be food. So if you're hungry, please come to Limeball at 11 a.m. for food. The next one will be on June 13th. Dr. Stacy Graham from the Center for Historic Preservation. She will be presenting on a bicentennial village turns 50. So if you didn't know, Cannonsburgh is celebrating their 50th anniversary this year. So she'll be presenting on that June 13th at Limeball. And then on June 27th, we'll have Dr. Antoinette Van Zelm. She'll be presenting on Revolutionary Era women in Tennessee throughout the years. And again, Limeball at 11 a.m. June 27th. And then July 11th will be our last lecture. It'll be on interesting grave structures in Rutherford County. So early graves, tombstones. It'll be Revolutionary Era tombstones. That'll be presented by Dr. Michael Fletcher at Limeball at 11 a.m. So if you're interested in any of those, please come by to Limeball, and we'll be happy to see you, and hopefully you'll learn something new or something interesting throughout the lectures. And then after these events in August, I think, don't quote me on this, either August 1st or August 3rd. I think it's 3rd, if that's a Saturday. Smyrna Public Library will be hosting their 250 celebration event, which will be a walk through history. So they'll have different things set up, and they'll have different displays, different organizations there to speak. It'll be sort of like the title, Walking Through History. So it'll be a really fun all-day event at Smyrna Public Library. Also, you are the first people to see our exhibit panels. So you should feel very proud and very happy that you are the first ones to see this. So we have 5 exhibit panels talking about Rutherford County's legacy from the Revolutionary War. So we have talking about early Revolutionary history, how it started, sort of how did Rutherford County impacted and how it was built from land grants coming into Rutherford County. So like you can see here, that's part of a land grant map. But it's different things on how the Revolutionary War impacted Rutherford County, people that were in the Revolutionary War, how they ended up in Rutherford County and what they did during the war. And it talks about sort of the beginnings of the county, how it was formed, sort of the Native American side of things, and also enslavement as well. And then it goes on to talk about the preservation and commemoration throughout the years. So we have a little thing of where the local DAR chapters started and how they've transformed and continue to memorialize and commemorate the Revolutionary Patriots of Rutherford County and beyond. And also we have a little thing for Cannonsburgh Village and some other things of that, how preservation and commemoration has been a part of our legacy. And then down below, it just talks about how we're moving forward past 250 years and what we can continue to do after this. So that are our exhibit panels. They were funded through, again, like I said, the 250 grants and also MTSU's Honor College through their National Endowment for the Humanities grant. And then also, if you forget anything that I said today and you want to know what was that program that they're doing on May 30th where we get free food. So here is our QR code. I have copies of that as well if you want one. That'll bring you to our 250 webpage for the library system. And it'll have all of our events listed on there, all of our 250th related news on there. So, like again, I said, if you forget what I said today, just scan this QR code, or better yet, you can email me. I have business cards here. So you can take a business card and I will let you know what we have going on for the library system. I'm good. Okay.
Yeah, so I've got some questions. I have a quick question. How many folks are on your team doing what you do, archives? Just
So at the Historical Research Center, I am a employee of one.
okay.
So yeah, so I am
There's a lot going on for
Yeah.
what I thought was one person, but I wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
So that's
So
a lot on your plate.
luckily for the 250 stuff, I've had tremendous help from the other public libraries, especially Linebaugh, and also the Rutherford County Archives. They have been a tremendous help in designing the exhibit panels. So I couldn't have done that without them.
The digitizing equipment that you said
Yes.
is for public use, is there a fee for that?
No, everything is all free. To book online, you do have to have a library card, but that is the only thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I may have had someone in our club that asked about digitizing videotapes who came in a little later after you said that. So that service is now available.
Yes.
Is that actually at Linebaugh or at your office?
It is at the Historical Research Center.
Historical Research Center.
So we are located inside of the Rutherford County Archives on 435 Rice Street. So,
Good to know. I have people call me all the time to digitize for years. And my business is called Dragon Digital, so people call and do you digitize? Do you no, I don't do that.
yeah.
I can send them here now. So
Yes. Yes, please send them to us. It is a do-it-yourself. So obviously, since I am an employee of one, I cannot sit down and do everybody's. But I will sit down with you and show you how to work it, what you need to do. There's also a manual with pictures that shows you everything on there. So it walks you through the process of digitizing everything. So
What, it's just my curiosity running here. So what type of folks are typically reaching out to you for information? Because clearly you have piles and piles and piles of historic information. So who reaches out to you, and maybe who's the most interesting person or type of person that might reach out to you?
Oh,
Most interesting
goodness.
job they may have.
I don't know about job. I hear a lot of people tend to tell me their family stories. So it's always interesting. They'll come in from either Rutherford County, or we obviously, since we have things from other states, people who have moved here from other states wanting to do their family genealogy. And the thing that always amazes me is, like, if there's someone that lives, I don't know, California, they come here and then they realize that they had an ancestor here in like early 1800s, and they're like, I didn't even know this, and we just moved here. And I was like, small world. But honestly, we've had a lot of people that have moved here from other states and did not know that they had family here, and then realized that they had family here and they want to learn about them. And so that's one way that we can connect with the community and from people all over the United States, is that, you know, a lot of people, if they do not live here, they probably travel through here if they're going westward. So,
Very cool. John? You get your hand.
Yes, the it's easy for you to say. Digitization process, does it allow you to enhance or clean up anything that's copied or not?
So unfortunately, it does not, unless you're doing photographs. But if you're doing a VHS tape and that VHS tape has like lines through it, but it'll still have the picture, we don't have the capability to restore it, essentially. But we do have the capability to help you preserve it, and so you will have a digital copy. It just may have lines through it and may be a little fuzzy.
Follow on, do you do slides, digitization of slides?
Yes, yes, we can also digitize slides. All right.
Other question? Randy?
Okay, so I know there's a lot of other, like UTSU and the Chamber of Commerce and other organizations, DAR, doing 250th celebrations. Are you coordinating with them, and are you sharing their stuff, they're sharing your stuff? I mean, is that kind of what's going on, or? Yeah, is there
Yeah.
any, like, effort to collaborate or partner on?
Yeah, so we've had a couple meetings as a community, as a whole, to say what everyone's wanting to do, how we can all collaborate. So the Chamber of Commerce has their 250 website. They're promoting essentially everyone's events. So our events are on there as well. And then we also have all of their flyers and their stickers that they created up in all of our public libraries. So we're promoting their website, which is essentially still promoting us. But if anybody else has 250 events, we love to create or promote them as well. As you know, the library system has the bookmobile, which travels all around the county, and they're more happy to promote anything that is going on. And our traveling exhibits will also be traveling to other organizations after Line Ball. So it'll be going to the Center for the Arts, the Stones River National Battlefield. It'll be going to Cannonsburg, and it'll be at Smyrna's event as well in MTSU. So I hope that answered your question.
What else do we have? All right, we be here for a little bit, Kayla?
Sure.
After we-
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
You know, I need to find out. I don't think I have any family here, but my dad several years ago traced his mom's lineage back to a soldier who was in the party who apprehended Benedict Arnold. That family was in Boston, and Blackstone is the last name, and they actually, this may be exaggerated, but from my understanding, owned a piece of land that was consolidated to make Boston. So it wasn't like he owned Boston, but he owned some piece of land that was acquired that made Boston. So therefore, my lineage caught Benedict Arnold and formed the city of Boston is the leap that I'm going to go to. So, but you know, I think when you go back that far into the 1700s, there's commonality probably all over the country. So, so it is interesting to go down that journey. So, and I know you probably have some of these documents, but my dad did the Ancestry.com thing, but we found my great-great-grandfather's World War I draft card, which sounds benign. However, your draft card contains a lot of information because it has your address, it has your employer, of course has your age. I think it had next of kin on there, which we would have known. But it so from that draft card, we figured out where he worked as a tailor in a department store in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and North Dakota, South Dakota. And we were able to actually look up that building, you know, just on Google, and found a Google Streets picture of that building that is still there from the late 1800s. So, and he immigrated 1890, I think, from Germany. So, but anyways, it's interesting when you start pulling a string on something like that, and you end up, all the way back here, and then the census rolls are also available. And I don't know if you have census rolls for here, but they provide a lot of the same information because it gives the entire family. So we were able to find the address that my grandfather lived at in Iowa, and that house was still there as well. So it's interesting when you start doing that. You can find all kinds of information that, I don't know if it changed my life to know it, but I thought it was really cool that, hey, my grandfather, when he was 9, lived in this house in Iowa, and there's the house that my grandpa, who I only remember as my grandpa, was a little kid. So very cool. I appreciate the work you're doing preserving